And this is a new project with a body we got on eBay with a Pacific blue color and an old Squire bullet neck that I have that I took off a Squire bullet and changed it. I'm going to create this guitar with leftover parts I have and build it up. The first thing we're going to do is see if we can get the neck. We're going to drill out all the holes, make sure everything's nice and clean, and then we'll get things set up for the beginning. We'll do some body cavity painting to help prevent radiological distortion. We're going to get underway with this, a new one. Should be fun, be interesting. My greatest project ever. All right, and what we're doing here is just drilling out the holes, getting all the paint stuff out of it from the factory build. It's a very light body. It almost feels like balsa wood. I don't know what it's made out of, but it ain't anything industrial strength. Next thing we'll do is just drill out the back of these holes a little bit. I got to drill these out to the right size because I got the plugs to go in the back. I'm really ill prepared to move forward here. We're just kind of setting up. So close, these out of fitting. Not close at all. So I got to drill that, get a right size drill bit. So we'll do that. We'll go find the other drill. Then we'll get ready to put the neck on. And I'm probably going to change these tuners to black ones that are locking. So we're going to upgrade everything and go kind of with a black motif. So what I did is I found a step reamer that I have. It makes it simple just to bring these up to the number one to clean them out. And then I can just step ream them up to the right size for the grommet that'll fit in the back here. And just do them one at a time. Bring them up. And that is the right size for that. There, it's pretty good. Now just get a mallet and bang them down. Make them nice and tight. And they'll be perfect. Cute, huh? All right, those guys are all in. Now the next thing we're going to do is work on the neck a little bit and take these things all off. I already loosened them up with a wrench. And they should just pop right out. And by God, they did. So that's an empty Squire neck, crafted in Indonesia. So we're going to build our own Telecaster from scratch. More to come. Next thing we'll do is put the neck on, just for the fun of it, and see how it works. Okay, here's the new tuners. These are not self-locking, but locking tuners, which is really nice, and that's how that's going to look. I've got 5 more to go. They fit through the holes good. They'll need to be drilled out to put a screw in, but those will work just fine. That's the next phase. And here's the tunas going in. We'll just do these down hand tight. And then screw them into the back in a while. Now that's all those pieces. What we gotta do is just straighten them out and put a screw in the back for each one. We'll line up the heads. Back. Now just use a ruler on the bottom. That's a straight edge because there's a flat surface here. We can line those all up and make sure they're all straight so that they look the same. Throw them right on top there. We'll know exactly where they are. There's the screws that are going to go into the holes that I'm going to drill. Now we do the hole drilling. And put those screws in. One at a time. Yeah. We'll add a black string tree. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? You can't see it. It's in the bag. Anyway, what we're doing is sinking the last screws into the tunas by hand. Take the 10 millimeter wrench, each socket, and just tighten these guys down so that the tuna doesn't wobble. You don't want the tuna to wobble because it will affect the intonation on the string. Your tuning will go off all the time, and that ain't no fun at all. The next thing we're going to do while we're here is put the black roller string guide in place while we're here. What the heck? I want to check the height or the depth of the screw to be sure it ain't going to go all the way through. Because that'll ruin a perfect day too. So that's going that way. Can you see this? Or do you just see my hand? Come over this way. Line that up with the string path, and then snug it down like that. And that's the name of that. So that's all done. The back's all done. So this is ready to mount onto the guitar. We'll get back down to this end of the business. And we'll see how this is going to go. And all we got to do is check the fit. First, we're going to press this in straight. Seems like a pretty doggone good fit. That's nice. Next thing I want to check is see if the hole alignment is kind of the same. We'll take a drill bit and run it down. See if the hole's there. They're pretty close. 1, 2, 3. Just gonna be black. What a coincidence, huh? And then 4 black screws. Now, meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're going to try and see if we can get these guys to go in. And see how the neck lines up. That one's a little loose. How does it look? Looks like a guitar. You could almost call this a guitar, except it doesn't have anything in it. It looks pretty good. That seems to be seated well. The bottom seems to be seated pretty well. I think I might have to put a shim in the screw hole in the back here, just so it'll bite better. But that's basically not a bad looking piece. So we've put the neck on. That looks good. We got the tuners in. We're about 1/10 of the way. We got those pieces in the back. We got the black piece in the back of the neck. Not bad. Now I gotta go pick up the dog. She's done. Harley's coming home. All right, we just grounded the cavities with total ground conductive paint. And you can see that's all covered. We got a couple of spots that we got on the body. I'm told you can clean that out with lacquer thinner. I hope it's true. I was able to clean up my messes with nail polish remover. There it is with the tape off. Almost right. Now when I put the neck on, it was a little loose. What I did is I filled these in with some toothpicks so that I can screw it into good wood and hold better on the connection. Now we got the paint in the cavities, the conductive paint. We got the neck back on again. Looks straight. There's the head. Let's flip this over. Get it straight up. Looks pretty good. So far, so good. The square body rebuild. There's the neck bolts. And there's the back pins. All in place. A beginning. Okay, here we go, moving along, switching over the electronics from this guitar to the new guitar body. First we're going to de-string. We've got a couple of them off. I'm heading to show you like taking the electronics apart. That might be more fun. Alright, so the red wire coming from the front pickup has a white that's connected here in the middle, and then a ground that's connected up top there. And that takes care of that front pickup. Those two places, the white down here. Alright, so just one more time. This is to the jack. I'm going to disconnect it from the end, the jack wire. The two middle ones, the yellow goes to this rear pot right there. And then there's a blue with two. It's got a ground and a white that go here, the ground, and the white to that middle. And then the front pickup has a red that has a white wire that goes down there, that goes down here, and then the other one connects up top here, the ground. The blue from the middle, ground here, white there. The yellow one comes over to the back of the pot. All right, and the two black and white are going to the jack. So that's what I'm going to disconnect next, and I'll start with the jack. So here, trying to dry fit all the parts and make sure everything will line up and fit, and see how things will go. I got this black pick guard that fits pretty well to the other pieces here, and I'm going to use that one. And I'm going to take all these end pieces out that allow you to adjust the intonation on the strings, and then the strings right over these guys. And the neck, the squire neck, is pretty good. I think this should work. We'll find out why it won't in a few minutes. I'll be back. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is drill that hole for the ground wire. We'll start with just a break the surface kind of thing. Now, is that going to be big enough to get the wire through? If it ain't, we'll go a little bigger. No, we'll go through there. Okay, so that's exactly what we got to do with that piece. And the way that sat in the other guitar with the setup was to bring this all the way through and let it sit there. And then it makes contact with the bottom of the plate, the brass on here, once that goes through and is seated. All right, so that's job one. The next thing we've got to do is drill the holes for this size screw to hold the plate down. So let's go smaller. We can always go up, but you can't go back down. And then I might have some black screws that'll go in there also. So screw hole number one. One more over here. I just like drilling through butter. This wood is very soft wood. All right, now I'm going to see if I can find some other screws. Be like tapping them. Just part of the way. And we'll use these screws to be like a tap. And we'll only go part way. and save the rest for when we get all the way down there. So let's begin that process. Except for these two guys got to go down the hole there. Well, with a light. So that's going down into that cavity. We hope. There it comes. Okay, so we got that one through. We'll push that down and push that way. Got to remember where that goes. And this one is going to end up there. Now we could put this guy into the pick guard. What I'm going to do is put the retention springs in to hold the pickup. And I got some black. It's a simple idea. Now we're going to get this one and put this one back in. See what a bit of a pain in the neck it is. Because you're going to line up the thing with the thing. And then once you get the thing lined up with the thing, you got to hold the thing with the thing until you can get the spring tension on it. Oh, I did that one. That's two in a row. It's kind of easier when you can hold the pick out up in the air. And now that's where that will be, and that sits down good. As long as we got enough wire to make the connection again. I forget exactly where that was, but we'll figure it out in a while. And then I've got to drill holes through the pick guard once we get it lined up with this guy. All right. So I guess we can send the wires out to go to the jack side. I don't know if you can pick it up or not. Oh, there's a good view. So we're going right for that hole. So that's what we're going to do right now. Is try to get those wires through that hole. Oh, one. Now we need the white to follow. There's the white one. Okay. So we got both of those guys out. We'll try to do it right. So we do have foil tape or foil seal stuff. We'll cut off a piece. See if we can lay it in the cavity. It'll work. Now this foil is supposed to be conductive. So we'll trap the wire in there and then lay the plate right over it and see if that will get us enough conduction that we don't get hum. Because I don't have a humbucker. That's a humbucker joke. From this one to someplace, we'll have to go back and look at our pictures again. We'll figure out where the hell that's going to go. And then we've got to next figure out, oh, you probably ought to put it in right side up. We've got to figure out exactly where we're going to drill our holes for this end. So let's get that stuff in and we'll try to line up this and the pick guard. And, oh, I didn't run the other wire. Right beside the yellow one. We hope there's enough space. See if that'll sit down. And if the holes will line up. There's one, there's two, there's three. Oh, we got them. Okay. So this is coming along. All right, the great mystery is going to be the wiring. We got to find the string holes and we'll line them up. So let's make that a separate picture. All right, so now we're going to put the back plate on and see if we can line these screws up with the holes we pre-drilled and the stuff we pre-arranged here. Let's try and bring these down close. Because if you don't line up the holes where the strings come out, you're going to have to play a stringless air guitar, which is not what we have any interest in at all. Snug them, because you don't want to strip out the screw holes. And I think he's got a legitimate point. So anyway, that's seated well. That's in there. This pickup is there. We got to figure out, next we got to do is figure out where we're going to put the holes for the controller plate and the pick guard, because that's the next part that we'll have to make sure we got right. And mark this and drill it and secure it. I want the pick guard up a little higher. Or do I? We can get a little bit more room with the pickup so that it can float easier. So let's do that there. We'll mark for the hole. We'll mark for that hole. And we'll drill again. Right there. Do I want to do it in black? Just to kind of go with the black motif? What the heck? No extra charge. And I still got the silver screws. And we can always replace them. Couldn't we? Sure we could. As good a guess as any, I guess, huh? So let's mark. Doesn't matter if we mark, doesn't matter. Because what we're going to do is drill dead center and place the first screw. And we'll screw another screw. This part's kind of fun. Let's come around to the side view. And you can see where the new pick guard's going to be. And you can see the holes where the strings will come through are actually where the strings can come through. Nice. So that's settled down. And then we got this grounded underneath here. And we got the tape on there to hopefully improve the grounding aspect. Nice, nice, nice. So we move on. Be back. Okay, I've started to believe I might be able to pull this off. All right, so the pick guard is on. All the screws are in. It's locked in place. So that's in its permanent position. We will still have to remove the controllers here, take this off and do all the wiring. And I got to wire the jack. I've got all this stuff ready to go. I think the next thing I'm going to do, just because I don't think it makes any difference, is to hook up the strings. Put the I forget what the hell they call these things, the adjusters back on here, and run a set of strings and see how the alignment is of the neck and stuff. And we may set that up back. All right. So we're going to put all the string guides back on, just like I threatened. And we'll set the height so that they're all about the same. And do the rest of these and have it all up, and then we'll get ready to put strings on. Be more fun. The back is all set now. We got these guys all on. They're all lined up. They're all level, so that they're level, not tipped. We'll put strings up and see how that goes. Looks good. This is a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like. Once you get the strings on, that'll be it. Oh, and I'll have to put strap buttons on. I don't know if I got black. If I don't, I'll order them. All right, so we're going to put a set of strings on. We're going to go with the Fender Light Super Bullets 9 to 42 Ultralight 3250L. So we are putting strings on. They mount from the back. Oops, sorry about the joyride. They mount from the back and just slide them all the way through. So they're all in. So now we've got to flip it over. We'll grab the strings carefully and flip the whole body over. Move it back up. I know you can't see. There we are now. So there's all the strings up. And that's what this guitar is going to look like with strings on it. So they're going to go up here. I want to see if it's going to line up right over the pickup silver piece. You may have to do a neck adjustment. That's coming up in a later episode. And then we'll get this string over. Anyway, I'll be back. Just wasting video. Okay, the strings are all on. The height of the strings is all set. It works, it plays nice, it tunes perfect. It's got a nice flat neck. It may be a little too flat. I may have to give it a little bit of a bow just for the heck of it. But as far as the mechanical part of it, it's going to work fine. Now, the next part is to wrestle with the electrical outside of my element. But I got pitches. I've got a review. All right, we've got soldering ready to start today. First, we're going to put the jack on, because that's the easiest thing to do. And I can do that easy, I hope. And then we'll go after the other connections and hook them all up. And we may even try to get cute enough to add an orange. Just soldered the jack together, the black and the white. We're going to lay that in there, just like that, nice and tight. Hopefully simply. Okay? Okay. Good. That's nice and tight. I got 2 more screws to put in. I'm going to drill them and then try it with a jack plug. Okay, now we're getting into the serious side of soldering. I'm going to try to get stuff removed and get ready to put the wires back. We got the red front pickup that's going to go here with a white and a ground. It's tinned a little. Alright, so now what we've got to do is get the white wire connected here. Give it a bit of a bend. Bring it together. We use a tool to hold this. Oh, that's a great idea. Everything's soldered. Now we'll see if it works. All right, I just hooked everything up. I plugged it in with the honeytone. We'll do it again. It's making a lot of noise. And I checked the joint, and I had one joint that wasn't in my new orange drop that was loose. So let's see if we put this back, if it's going to fit. See how that's going to work. Let me get the wires in. And that's where the orange dropped. Well, that's going to sit. So let's try plugging. Well, there's the test. I don't know. Let's plug it in and we'll bring it over to the big amp. Put the screws back in and we'll give it a real test drive. Okay, we just plugged it into the bass amp. I haven't even turned it on yet. Let's see what happens. Oh, we're getting a ton of feedback already. Something's not right. I got noise. Work. It doesn't work right yet. So we'll see. We'll take it back under the bench. Okay, we did take this apart again, and I think I found the part of the problem. It's working. It's not perfect. I'm having a little trouble with separation of pickups with the switch. I don't know what that's about yet, but we'll work on it. But basically, that's what it's going to look like. We're going to do some inlays in the fingerboard, and that'll be that. So it'll come out pretty good. Looks good. I think it'll play okay. I'm going to adjust the pickup heights now and take it for another test ride. Put it back in. We got all screwed up. I don't know. Don't play with. All right, I've got to add a piece in here right now just to straighten this thing out and put it on level ground. I had a lot of trouble trying to figure out the electronics in the guitar, and I actually couldn't do it. So I called this guy here, the guitar doctor, over in Whitman on Route 18, and he saved me. I brought the guitar over. I had put in new electronics that I thought I could deal with, and I just didn't understand the diagrams or anything. So what I did is I went to the guitar doctor in Whitman. He rewired it for me and got the electronics straightened out so that it actually worked well. Before I had done that, I had changed the pick to a pearloid blue and had that all installed. And then I went through this escapade with trying to change some of the parts over to black And that's in the video here, and that will continue in a second. But I really want to thank Eric over at the Guitar Doctor Woodman for saving my project. This is a guitar that I put together on my own. I bought all the components and tried to do it all myself. And I could do everything except for the electronics. And the Guitar Doctor saved my project. So thanks very much to him. Anyway, meanwhile back at the ranch, like I said, we're trying to update this piece I built with the body separate with the neck that I had, and I'm trying to make the components black. So I thought I could just buy stuff and replace it. Boom, boom, boom. I got new electronics, Fender Originals. I'm taking them apart to put them onto the black stuff, except the holes from the original chrome component to the black China-made one that I bought are smaller. I'm going to have to drill out the holes to make them fit. And then I ordered a black tailpiece that I thought would be the same. However, it's not. They're two different setups, which I didn't realize. I thought a Telecaster was a Telecaster. This is the original one off the guitar. If you look, you can see the holes where the string goes are in front of the holes that lock it onto the guitar. In this one, they're backwards. The holes are in the back, the locking screws holes are in the front. So it doesn't fit. So I can't use this one that I ordered. I ordered another one from Stratosphere, and that probably won't be here until the end of the week. So I'm not going to be able to get this done. And then I'm running into a wiring problem because I don't really understand the diagrams of what we're going to do. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to look back at the original pictures I took of the wiring of the guitar that this came out of and see if it makes any sense. And this is the wiring diagrams I got online. This is the one that it came with, but it doesn't tell you everything that I need to know in the diagrams, or I just don't understand them. So we'll see what happens. We're trying to work it out. That's that. So right now I'm going to go downstairs and drill out these holes to see if I can make this work on my drill press. All right, so I'm back upstairs from the drill press, and what I did is I drilled out the holes so that these are the same as these. Now this should fit the components that I have ready to go in. Okay, wicked simple. Not really. And then I painted this. I buffed it, come up a little bit better, and I had some flat black paint. So I flat black painted it. So that's freshly painted, and then I dried it with a hairdryer. So it's all dry as a bone. So I'm going to put these things together with this. Well, let's see if they fit. Right here, live and living color. And by God, it'll fit, I think. Yes, a miracle. A miracle has happened here in Halifax today. So I just got to put those together. I got to put some screws. If these screw holes line up, we'll be lucky as hell. We'll see how that all works out in a minute. All right? Later. So after all of that, we got the black knobs on. We got everything put back together. Now we're ready to figure out how to wire this. And I do have another Telecaster that I think I'm going to take that control apart and see how it's wired. I just got to finish getting this other new pickup ready, and I got to decide, this is a new pickup, the Texas Special Telly, what I'm going to do for a plate. The other one's not coming till the end of the week. What are you going to do? I don't know. I may switch over the black things to the silver things and make it a black and silver. I don't know. I took all this stuff apart. We're going to get ready to mix. I'm going to use these blacks on the chrome plate. I'm going to take the chrome plate downstairs, hit it on the buffing wheel, try to smooth out all these bumps and stuff that are on here, and then I'll flat black it down there and try to make this usable. I'll buff up the black and make it more conductive, and we'll pick it up from there. Back in a minute. Well, here it is. It's all put together. It's all done. It's wired. It plays nice. It does play nice. However, I only got one pickup working. So what I got to do is find somebody who knows how to wire and get it rewired. But it plays really nice. Um, it really is a nice guitar. Pretty, I think. Pretty cute. It's going to stay the way it is. I just got to get the pickups working right. I got to get it rewired. We'll find a place. We'll make some calls. This is another follow-up. We got this guitar. We got the electronics finally all straightened out on the Squire with the Pacific blue body we built. It came out really good. I brought it over to the Guitar Doctor in Whitman, and they straightened it out for me. All the electronics work now, the pickups work. Sound just absolutely terrific. We're playing it through the bass amp. But that's the finish. Come out really good. Looks good, sounds good, feels good, plays good. That's it. That's the new Steve Bright's custom Telecaster. I built essentially from zero. I used an old neck I had from another Squire. I bought the body online. I bought new electronics and the whole deal. Set it all up. Come out really good. That's the finished product. And it says so on the back. Crafted by and for. Can you see that? No, you can't. Crafted by and for Steve Bright. Nice.